today's video, we're going to be having a look at my new secret weapon, and it's right there on top of my CT26 dust extractor. This is something that you guys have been asking me about relentlessly, and today I'm going to have all those questions answered for you because this is something that you guys have all been waiting for, including myself. TSO has finally sent it to me because now it's back in stock. All right, let's get on the workbench and start getting a closer look at what's inside. Just like any of the Festool sustainers, this is made by Tanos. Tanos is the company that makes Festool sustainers as well, and they also make one now for TSO, and this comes off just the way all the other sustainers come off. It has the two handles just like the new models of the Festool sustainers. Inside here is now my compact portable table saw. Now you're saying, how can it be a table saw in this box? Well, it's not really a table saw in the box. This is actually the TSO 20 parallel guides. These are the 20-inch set. This is what you guys have been asking me for, and this is everything you need all in one place that you can just pack up and take along with you when you go out to job sites. Or if, let's just say you work in your shop and you don't have a lot of room like I don't, and you need somewhere to store this, you can just take this, pack it all up into this nice little neat compartment here with the Kaizen foam. Everything's got a place and everything fits right into a secure location. It doesn't actually fall out, so you can guarantee that when you're transporting this around or throwing it around the shop, nothing's going to move. All right, so let's get a little bit closer with the camera so you can see exactly how everything's packed. I'll break it down for you. I'll tell you in comparison why I love this more than any of the other sets I have, and what sets you should be getting. I get a lot of questions and emails about this, especially from new woodworkers and people that are just hobbyists, but also from professionals. Like, what do you recommend as a parallel guide set? Which one should I get? Which one should I be going with? Well, I'm going to give you my professional cabinet maker slash finish carpenter slash woodworker standpoint, because I've been at this for at least let's see, 92. Hey, you're looking at a long time. I'm not going to get into that because I'm going to start showing my age around here. All right, guys, so let's get a little bit closer on the bench. Okay, so like I said, I love the Festool sustainer. So this TSO Tanos sustainer is no different. Everything is exactly the same. And so what it comes with is these 20-inch rails or T-tracks. Move this over so I can get this in the frame. So these they go up to just over 20 to about 21 and a quarter. So you get a little bit more than 20 inches. What these are great for are cabinet makers that are making bookcases or upper cabinets, built-ins that are custom sizes. And not only is it, it's great for finish carpenters too. Like myself, when I go out to job sites, this is a great set to take with you on site. What I really like about it is that if you're cutting smaller pieces that are relatively like anywhere between 12 to 20 inches, when you have the track on there with these with this set with the parallel guides, you don't have so much slack hanging off the end that you have to support or deal with, and you don't have to really get around it. And I'll show you that with the track saw later. So it comes with these. It comes with 4 of the star knobs that you put through these holes to connect these adapters. These are the drop-on adapters, and I'll go through that in a minute. These drop-ons, they only work with the Festool rails as far as I know. So you can actually take this center piece out, and I've shown you this on another video, and you can just drop it on the rail, and it has these 2 adjustment, I guess you can call these little Allen adjusters in the back, and that's so that you can take up all the slack, so that when you drop it on the rail, you don't have to slide it in and tighten up these other 2 screws. You can eliminate that. So it comes with those 4 knobs. It comes with the 2 T-tracks. It comes with the tool to adjust all of those Allen keys that will lock it onto the rail. It comes with 2 of the flip stops, which these are, I believe, the 2.0 flip stops. I'll go through that in a second. I'm not going to show you how to worry about calibrating that today because I've done that in the video that I had explaining everything about the TSO parallel guides. And then it comes with these 2 thin rip guide rods, and what these do is these allow you to rip anything that's less than the width of the guide rail. So let's say you were doing something about 50 millimeters or 2 inches or 70 millimeters, anything to that caliber, you can use those to do your thin rips. Okay, so let's just put this back in here like this. Now I pack it up like this, locks in place like that. I stack it back on top of my dust extractor, and then I go on the move. All right, so now let's set it up on the rail. Everything's set up here on my pork workbench. If you have not seen the video where I build the pork bench, make sure you head over to my channel and check that out. What I love about this thing is that I can just store everything right underneath and grab it as I need it. So I am going to just lay this track on here like this, and then I will get my systainer back out, open this up, and here is the 20-inch parallel guide set. So I'm going to pull out the 2 T-track rails, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something a little bit different too, because you don't need 2 of these drop-on adapters. You can actually hook that up to one, and then you can use the GRS16 guide rail square, which I'm going to show you how to connect that to a rail. So what I'm going to do is I'll first hook up this with the star knobs. It's real simple. So you just line up the holes and everything seats itself perfectly because it is machined perfectly. This is all extruded aluminum, which makes everything sit perfect, and everything's perfectly square, and this is extruded perfectly straight. These are embossed on here in a laser etching. You can actually get your fingernail caught in the engraved markings, which is a really unique feature, and I love the fact that, and I've stressed this in other videos too, you don't have to buy separate sets if you work in metric or imperial, because it has metric and imperial on the actual guide rail itself. And if you just calibrate it to a metric setting, then it's also calibrated, the flip stops are also calibrated to the imperial. So you only have to set it one time to one setting, either imperial or metric, whatever you set it to, it's going to work and be set and calibrated to both of those measurements, and you don't have to go back and do it twice. Okay, so now let me get the guide rail square and hook it up to this other one. Okay, so here we have the GRS16-PE, and that works for Festool rails, and Makita and Triton also. So I'm going to put the 20-inch track here, just like that. It lines up just the same exact way as the drop-on connectors. So the reason I'm doing this is I'm going to show you a quick way to use this as an adapter and save time. Not only, after you hook it up to the rail, do your rip cuts, but you can just quickly switch over and do your cross cuts afterwards. That'll save you a little time. Okay, so now we have these both connected. I'm going to take the parallel guide that has the drop-on adapter, and I could do, I could remove this and drop it on, but demonstration purposes, I'm just going to leave that on and slide it into the channel of the rail. And that just goes in the end, just like that. Slides right on, just like that, and you just use the tool that's provided. Let me see if I can get this in here so that you can see it in the camera. Yep, right there. All right, just tighten that up just like that, real quick. Just like that, and now, there you go. And now you have your parallel guides set up and ready to cut. So now what you can do is you can put on your flip stops. They are spring loaded. I've gone through this before. You just slide these right on the end. You just give it a little bit of a push down on the knob, and what that allows you to do is actually move it back and forth quick. But once you let it go, that spring engages and it doesn't move on you. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to set it to a random, I'm going to go 200, I'm going to go 300 millimeters. So I'll just take it, I'll look down right here, and that's it, set it 300. Drop down the flip stop. Same thing on this side right here. Just got to take it, get right on there, put that in place. Drop that down right there, and now you would just take the unit, get these down, and butt it right up against your workpiece, take your track saw, and you'd go ahead, slide it through, and make your rip cut. And you would have 300 millimeters from here, the end of the rail, and that would be the perfect size all the way through. You'd have the perfect width in the whole length of the board, just like running it through a table saw. I take a smaller guide rail and just attach 20-inch rail with my guide rail square. And now let's say I want to set my flip stop here. I need to cut pieces to a length of 330 millimeters. Lock that in place, drop this down, and now not only do I have a squared edge right here, 90 degrees, but now I also have repetitive cuts by butting up the flip stop right to this area here. Go ahead, take my track saw, just like that, make my cross cut, move the track saw out of the way, and continue to move this down the line to the next cut, and then to the next cut, and have a consistent 330 millimeters all the way down the board. I like to have 2 of these because I'm not always going to be cross-cutting using this all the time. When I'm out in the field, I will, because I'll be using my bulk bench because I bring it to the job sites. But when I'm in the shop, I'll be just using the drop-on adapter because I'll be cross-cutting on the MFT just to keep the flow going in the shop. Okay, so let's do a quick little comparison here, because so many of you have emailed me, and also even in this comment section of the parallel guide video that I did for the 30 and the 50 set, I got a lot of questions from people of what set do you think would be the most effective that you should buy. Now, in my opinion, if you are a professional, then you get all of them, including the 50 set, so the 20, the 30, and the 50. And the reason I say the 50 is because if you are out in the field and you need to cross-cut the length of a long piece for a tall upper cabinet or a built-in or a bookcase, then you're going to need that repeatability instead of relying on your eye and a tape measure, because you will not get the exact same pieces that you would as if you were using a dedicated stop block. And that holds true also on a miter saw. I use stop blocks on there to make repetitive cuts on a miter saw all the time. So in my opinion, if you're a professional and it's something that you do all the time, then definitely get the 20, 30, and the 50 set. If you're a hobbyist woodworker, get the 20 set. If you can afford the 20 and the 30, then get the 20 and the 30. If you don't want to get both, then the 20 set is for those of you who have a small shop and you only really do small work and you make small cuts, then I would go with 20-inch parallel guide set. If you do slightly bigger jobs, maybe you make some tall cabinets, some bookcases, things like that, even if you're a hobbyist or it's something that you just do as maybe as a side job and you're doing things like that, then I would go for the 30. And that's only if you can't afford to justify getting both, then I'd go to the 30 because you're getting more length to do a little bit of taller pieces, but also you can get base cabinets. Base cabinets about 24 inches deep, 20-inch set because it only gives you really a maximum cut of about 21¼ inches. If you're doing a face frame cabinet, then you'd get 3/4 of an inch of the face frame. Then you can get 24. I do frameless now, and that has edge banding, so the 20 for the base cabinets is not going to be good enough. I would need to go with the 30s because that 24 inches I would be doing, that I have a 1/2 millimeter of edge banding on there. There's no 3/4 inch thick face frame, so I would need the full 24 cut. You can only get that from the 30 set. New woodworkers or hobbyists, I would recommend the 20. For intermediate or people that are doing side jobs, or if you can justify getting both, I would go with the 20 and the 30, and that's because you have a lot more versatility that way. If you're a finish carpenter, if you are a cabinet maker and you do a lot of on-site work, then I would get the 20-30 set, and I would always have the 20 set on hand attached to the rest of my systainers that you can take on the go with you. That is, to me, the most important part, is that I'm able to take this 20 set with me, because not only can this whole thing fit in the systainer here. Now, I obviously can't fit the rail square in there. But what I do with the rail square is this fits right into the side of my track saw systainer with the track saw and everything else in it, the clamps, that fits perfectly in there. It's designed that way. So if you're going to be taking this on job site to make cuts, you're going to have to take your track saw anyway. So you can take your rail square and put it in your track saw systainer, and then these here, I'll show you how quickly this goes back into the systainer so that you can take. Let's say we just made some cuts, now we need to pack up and go home. Just take my drop-on adapters. They go right in their place, and you can't mistake where they go because everything has its own little cutout in that Kaizen foam. Take my tool that I need, just like that. It goes right in there. The knobs all have their own spot right here. They drop right in just like this. Just a couple of seconds like that. Stop blocks, well, I should say the flip stops. Take those, slide them right off. Those go right back into their respective spot. Packed away right there, and then you can see they even have the ridge cut out in here so that you know which one of the rails goes on what side. And that sits real tight in there, and that also holds in the flip stops. So now you can see we have everything neatly packed. It took me a couple of seconds. Take that, close it up. Just like that. And now I can throw away my track saw and roll this off to the job site. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. That was a little bit of a mail call there from TSO. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys will check the description and check my affiliate links for all these TSO tools, and they will share a small portion of the profits with me. You will not pay any extra for any of the tools. You are going to pay the regular price that they sell it for and nothing else. So make sure you check those links in the description for my affiliate link, and please purchase them through there so that you can support the channel a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, hit that picture of a notification bell. That will notify you every time I upload a new video. Okay guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for joining me in the shop today, and good luck on your next project.